ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶ ಶಾರದಾ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ರಾಮಾಯ ರಾಮಭದ್ರಾಯ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರಾಯ ವೇಧಸೆ ರಘುನಾಥಾಯ ನಾಥಾಯ ಸೀತಾಯ ಪತಯೇ ನಮಃ. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 16 of Yuddhakanda. In the past chapters, Vibhishana went on identifying what is wrong done by Ravana, and thereby he is insisting Ravana to return Sita with honor in order to save himself and the clan of demons. While on the other side, Kumbhakarna was ready to rectify everything on behalf of Ravana to ensure a victory to Ravana, whereas all other generals, including the childish son Indrajita, who, based upon their own one-time victory or their past victories, because of that reason, they were all drunk with their being in the inebriated state. They went on telling Ravana that it is Vibhishana who is really a coward and we can help you out doing anything against Rama. And at that point of a time, even Ravana started feeling when the whole court is standing behind him, he tried to isolate Vibhishana and see to it that Vibhishana be communicated from that assembly. And he had identified that Vibhishana is crossing all the limits as a brother in advising Ravana and identifying what is done wrong by him. Vibhishana, having uttered these words that were reasoned and full of good sense, Ravana replied in harsh accents, saying, "It were better to live as a declared enemy or with a venomous serpent than to dwell with one who, under the guise of a friend, is in league with the enemy. The disposition of relatives who ever rejoice in others' misfortune is well known, O Titan. Kinsfolk ever seek to bring down the one who is endowed with authority, energy, learning, and loyalty, and should he be a hero, he is the more condemned by them. Certainly, the relatives do not like one among them who is rising himself to the position of a hero, constantly finding delight in the discomfiture of one another, their bows ready to strike each other down, their hearts full of deceit. They are both formidable and dangerous. Those verses formerly recited by the elephants in the Padma forest on seeing men with snares in their hands are well known. I will repeat them to you. Neither this is the song of the elephants in that Padma forest who are singing, neither fire nor weapons nor traps strike terror into us, but those of our own kind who are cruel and self interested. It is they whom we fear. They alone undoubtedly divulge the means of making us captive. Whenever someone needs to capture an elephant, in spite of all the equipments and every techniques that they are having, what comes to their aid at the end of it is those elephants who are already been the elephants who are already been tamed. People use such tamed elephants in order to capture the wild elephants and then tame them with the help of the same already tamed elephants. That is how exactly they domesticate the animals. Of all perils, those that spring from the relatives are the worst. This is known to us. From cows we have milk, from relatives malice, from women the capriciousness, from Brahmins asceticism. That I am held in honor by my subjects and have been called to rule over an empire by descent and have set my foot on the heads of my enemies will certainly not have found favor with you, because he started saying that Vibhishana is actually getting jealous of the power enjoyed by Ravana. As drops of water are unable to remain on the lotus leaves, so does friendship slips from the hold of worthless persons. As in autumn, the thunder clouds which empty themselves fail to saturate the earth, so does friendship fail with vicious. Has been fly away after they have sucked out the honey as the bees fly away after they have sucked out the honey they have found. So do the unworthy relinquish a friendship after it has served their purpose. As the honey stealer in its greed, feeding on the kusha flowers, does not exhaust their nectar, neither do the wicked savour friendship to the full. If any other had addressed such a speech to me, other than my own brothers Vibhishana, because Vibhishana here is the brother of Ravana, if any other had addressed such a speech to me, O Ranger of the Night, he would have ceased to breathe at that very instant. As for you, I curse upon you, O oblique of our race. At this affront, Vibhishana, whoever spoke that was true, rose up, mace in hand, with four other titans, and filled with indignation, that fortunate one, standing in space, said to his brother, the king of the titans, because Vibhishana could not able to withstand the insult that is meted out to him by Ravana in the whole assembly, because Ravana straightway calling him that he is getting jealous of the position of Ravana and is trying to ensure an end to his end to his ability, end to his rule, which Vibhishana was not. Vibhishana was only trying to bring his brother on the right track for which Ravana was not ready. So now he decided, Vibhishana has decided to give up his relation with his brother and go somewhere else. And then he jumped into the space, and standing in the space, he spoke, "You have lost your reason, O king. Say what you will. An elder brother is the equal of a father and must be reverenced even if he leave the path of equity. Nevertheless, I am unable to tolerate these outrageous utterances of yours, words of wisdom that are dictated by a desire for the welfare of others. O ten-necked one, are not acceptable to those such such words of wise are not acceptable to those who are not masters of themselves and have fallen under the sway of death. Those who make flattering speeches are easy to find, but rare are they who utter salutary though unpleasing words, or those who will listen to them. It is difficult to find someone who may say words which are bit difficult for us to consume, but which is it is very difficult to find such people who always speak in favor of us. I mean, in the intention to help us out, and it is difficult to find people who listen to such words of wisdom. I could not brook seeing you caught in the noose of death, who bears away all beings. Neither did I desire to see you pierced by the sharp and golden arrows of Rama, resembling flaming torches. Even stout hearted persons full of skill and courage fall in combat and are carried away like walls of sand if death overcomes them. You should accept this counsel on account of its import for your own good. By every means, defend yourself as well as this city and the Titans. In your own interest, I sought to restrain you, but my words have not found favor with you, O Ranger of the Night. Fare, fare you well. I go, you will be happier without me. At the point of death, those whose life has run its course do not listen to the advice of their friends. Thus come to the end, chapter 16 of Yuddhakanda in Ramayana, wherein Vibhishana, after trying his best to pull his brother to the right path, has finally, after so much of humiliation by Ravana himself, had decided to give up his relation with Ravana and go away somewhere else. In fact, this was not done by Bhishma and Drona in the war of Mahabharata. And because of that reason, they continued even after knowing that the Duryodhana is on the wrong side, they continue to fight for his side and finally met with the grievous danger. And here Vibhishana do not want to get into that, because once if the war is declared, he is supposed to follow the order of the king, and whether it is on the good side or bad side, he is supposed to fight on the side of Ravana, which he deliberately wanted to avoid, and hence he bid a goodbye to Ravana to probably go to the side of Rama. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidyadanancha Dehime. Goodbye.